Well, we are talking all things party. The summertime is here, and you might be looking to whip up an amazing spread. We're talking charcuterie boards, and we have an area cheese expert with us today. That's right, Liz Donaldson is in the house, so thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
How did you become a cheese expert? What does this mean?
Well, I started being the cheesemonger at the Andersons on Talmadge Road, and I was there for about 7 years, and really gained a lot of knowledge about cheese and all the different types, all the different milks, and Andersons was very good about sending us to Wisconsin, and we did all kinds of knowledge. Yeah, so yeah, I've just taken it a little bit step further, and I'm doing boards now.
This is beautiful. This is more than a board. This is a full spread. So this has become incredibly popular in recent years. I don't know why that is. Do you have any theories?
I think it can be all inclusive. Like you could, I've done parties where I've taken their entire counter and done all that, and that's really fun. And like you see, I added like the vegetables and the dip, so it doesn't all have to be meat and cheese. It can be. There are no rules anymore on charcuterie.
Sure,
so,
I have little kids, and I've done one where you do just like a fun dessert board, or you do a kid-themed one, right?
Yep.
Okay, so you have this beautiful spread here. Let's talk about some logistics.
Okay.
What cheeses are better than others when we're talking about maybe you're having an outdoor party?
Well, you got to think about your heat, and you got to think about your weather and what that's going to do. So it's actually going to take time off of your cheese and your meats.
Sure, okay.
So you've got more inside, you'd have a better time. Everything's going to eventually disintegrate, you know what I mean, with heat.
Yeah, sure.
So, but the way I design my boards, Tina, is I like to do different shapes. You see that I've done like the wedges.
Yes.
You take advantage of, say this is the manchego, so I took advantage of it and I cut it.
Oh, like as you purchased it.
So I laid it down like that just to give some more texture to it.
Oh, okay.
You have cheeses that can just be squares. You have cheeses that are curds that give some texture to it. And then like with the little breeze.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're balancing lots of different things. It's an art form, essentially.
It's an art. It is an art.
So we see lots of different things on here. You have really rich cheeses, you have creamy cheeses on here, and then you have different things that maybe I wouldn't necessarily choose, but when you pair it with a cheese, is that where it becomes important?
Absolutely. So like this is a fig jam that I buy, and you know, traditionally people think, oh, well, that goes with brie.
Sure.
But it also goes with a good sharp cheddar. Oh. And it pairs well with like a Gouda. You got a Gouda here.
Okay.
So not that I don't.
You keep talking.
Yeah. You'll enjoy that.
So I wouldn't normally. Again, this is not something that I would normally choose. You're right. You'd put it with a brie.
Right.
Okay. All right.
And then I want to do one more thing to my board, and I started doing this, and it just works. So because a lot of times it's my stuff is photographed.
Yes.
So these blackberries just make the whole board.
Look at that. It was already fancy. Yeah. Now it's even fancier.
Yeah. So they just, I don't know what it is with the blackberries, but they just make it pop.
So what advice do you have? You are an expert in this. Quickly here before we end.
Okay.
If you don't know how to start, where do you start? What's a basic thing that you should be doing? Is there a certain number of meats and cheeses you should be getting? And this is fun. You just sprinkled with a little bit of love there.
Right. Yeah. I usually start a board with at least 4 meats and 4 cheeses.
Okay.
And I'll be honest with you. All of this came from one store. Like these were already rolled. I didn't have to even do those.
Love a good cheat.
Yeah,
I like that. We got to make it easy. Okay.
These were already sliced. I didn't have to do that.
Awesome.
Same here. So there are products out there now in the charcuterie world that are ready to go, and it makes life so easy.
Okay, sounds good. Well, if someone wants your expertise and they want to get a hold of you, how do they do that?
I'm available. I have a Facebook page called Charcuterie by Liz.
There you go.
There you go. You can reach out to me that way and through Messenger or whatever, and I'll get back.
Well, thank you so much.
You're
welcome. All of your expertise.
You're welcome.
This is absolutely beautiful.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in.
I appreciate you having me here. Thank you.
Eric, I'll bring you something. I don't know if he can hear me. Maybe he can. I think we're going to send him.
Yeah, I can. Okay, I can hear you. We got it. Did Liz say she was a cheesemonger at Anderson's? I don't know what. That's a fantastic title. I would take that. Put that on a resume.